Hello, and welcome to episode 13 of the Nobody Important podcast. I am Ramon.
And I am Felipe.
And this week is lucky number 13. It's hopefully gonna go well. We are able to do another episode this week, which is really, really cool. We're having a pretty good day overall. It is like 120 degrees outside, and so it's been a little intense, but now inside able to kind of chill, relax, record a little. So yeah.
It's a fucking bitch, man. Oh my god, it's so fucking hot. And you had a grill outside.
Yeah, I was grilling in 115 degree weather outside. That was not great. I think I was outside for all of like 30 seconds and then bam, covered in sweat because it's hot. And I'm not going to lie, I had some swamp ass earlier.
At least he's honest. Jesus Christ.
So, this week, I wanted to dive into our featured drinks of the week because mine was actually totally by accident. For my birthday last weekend, we actually made a kind of pseudo sangria that started out as a non-alcoholic drink. And we had like a bottle of wine or a little bit over half a bottle of wine left over. And I just said, fuck it, and poured the bottle of wine in and ended up making a sangria. And it was decent last week, but this week, that shit is good. It is really good.
I'm really shocked that the apples are still like crisp. Like when you bite it, it still has a bite to it. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that.
The fruit's still like crispy and crunchy, like even though it's been sitting in the fridge for a week, basically fermenting. Mm-hmm. So damn good though. It's got the perfect amount of sweetness from all the fruit, everything in it. You get a little bit of wine. It is a fantastic touch. Probably some, like, at least on my attempts at making sangria, it's the best that I've done because I've never been this patient. I normally just want to drink it as soon as I make it. I'm like, that's not how you make sangria. But this is legit.
Nice. I've been drinking throughout the day, so I thought we'd go a little tamer. I just poured a little bit of rum into some Mexican soda, orange soda. So that's kind of what I'm drinking.
Yeah. We've both been drinking throughout the day. We started out with beer, and then we did bourbon and cherry Coke, or cherry Pepsi. Because fuck Coca-Cola and fuck Jack Daniels. So I don't want to do a Jack and Coke. And so we did bourbon and cherry Pepsi with an actual cherry in it. That was legit.
That was surprising.
And then back to more beer. Cherry was good, right? Mm-hmm. And then back to more beer. And then now this. So, yeah, it has been an eventful drinking day, and also why I was like, I don't want to make another drink, and so I had this left over, and I'm killing this.
It's just like, when it's so hot, I don't want to put in the work of making a cocktail. A beer is just fine.
Yeah, I was like, whatever, I just popped the lid on, and good enough.
Move on.
Side note, those beers are good though, because there was a special on them the week of my birthday where it was like a 12-pack for $10. So I stocked up. I got to put more in the fridge.
I like how you accused me like, hey, we went through these beers. I'm like, you went through these beers. I had 2 out of the 12-pack. You, my friend.
Periodically throughout the week, I've had them with like dinner or something like that. You know, Granted, with how early I wake up, my dinners are at like 2 p.m.
Old man. Did you? So I sent you this TikTok, and I want to mention it because it makes me laugh every time I watch it. Where it's like a doctor interviewing a guy. Is like, so how many drinks do you have in a week? And I was like, oh, he's just, how many drinks do you have? Yeah, 10 or 12. I was like, 10 or 12 in a week? That's not too bad. I was like, oh, a week? I was like, you have 10 to 12 beers a day? You counting beers too? I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh, I know what that feels like.
Yeah, I can't say I know that. That's a bit much for me. Like I said, my limit is like 1 a day usually. Today is a freak day. I've just said fuck it and just had a bunch. But
I mean, when it was so fucking hot, you just kind of want a beer to help cool you down.
Yeah, even though it actually makes you hotter.
I felt good.
Yeah, hey, you don't feel as miserable. But this week, we want to do a little bit of something different from our normal episodes because while we're sitting around, me, Felipe, and my wife, like we all made really good dinner. We had some barbecue on the grill. made some just really good food overall. We're sitting around and we're starting to reminisce about some of the trips that we've gone on and some of the places that we've gone. And we actually teased it last week. We mentioned that we were going to talk about some of like our drunken stories or like places that we gone, and then we just didn't do it. We went on with our normal episode.
Yeah, was it? We mentioned San Jose. No, it was more than a few weeks ago because the story came up when you busted your ass on the one.
Oh,
wheel.
yeah.
So it was a few weeks ago. But, never better late than never because now you get to hear the stupid shit we've gotten to do.
Yeah. So we've had several instances where we've gone to just like multiple places. Generally speaking, it's because we're giant nerds.
Mm-hmm.
If you know us, you already know that fact. If you don't know us,
Now you do.
Now you know we're nerds, and we don't hide it at all. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm the first person to own it. Like, I'm one of the biggest nerds you'll ever meet, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yep, me too. I take it as a point of pride when people call me a nerd. I'm like, point if I've had fake glasses like up my nose,
like adjusting your glasses, like
exactly.
the fake adjusting with one finger.
Thank you.
You bougie bastards. One of these days you're going to need glasses again, and then you're going to start doing that.
Oh, it's getting there.
Really?
The LASIK is, well, it was expected, right? I had it right when I turned 18. It's like, they told me, it's like, hey, when you get your 30s, you're probably going to need to get either more corrective surgery if it exists, or you're going to get glasses again. I was like, I guess we'll cross that bridge. But now I'm like struggling to see some signs.
Really?
It's not like super bad where I'm like, I shouldn't be driving, but it's like, okay, there it is. That's Indian school.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So,
yeah, you're almost 30, and it's hitting you.
Motherfucker. All right. Anyways, let's reminisce to back when we were 19.
Right? So, we've had several different moments where we've gone on different trips, and we're trying to figure out exactly like where we went, the things that we've done. And so many of them start with Las Vegas.
Yeah. Because that was our first place we actually traveled to.
Yeah, that was our first road trip. It was the GameStop convention.
Oh my God! I forgot about that. Holy shit, dude! Oh my God!
I think we were like 18, if that.
No, we were definitely like
maybe 19.
19. It was definitely after that summer after the first year of college.
Yeah. So it was the GameStop convention.
Holy
I just remembered that.
Shit, dude.
I remember us walking around. I still have the picture somewhere of you with the Minecraft creeper head.
God damn it. I forgot about that too. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay, so that was definitely the time we stayed at the hotel by the outlet mall.
Yeah, so we stayed at the hotel. There was a hotel near... It's in Las Vegas, near one of the big outlet malls. Mm-hmm. I remember we stayed at that hotel. It was pretty nice. It was kind of chill,
I don't remember the hotel at all.
Yeah, it was a hotel, basically. But the whole reason we went was for the GameStop Expo. And
where was that held?
I don't know. It was a convention center somewhere in Vegas. I don't remember specifically, but...
Anyways.
We went to that. The only thing I remember is you with the Minecraft creeper head, and then us going to Cheesecake Factory.
That was definitely another time. No, because I don't think we would have been allowed in the hotel, in the casino, because we weren't of age. Or how old do you have to be to gamble?
21.
We were 19. They would never allowed us into a... That's why we didn't stay on the Strip or anywhere near it.
Gotcha.
Because we weren't... What was the point?
Weren't allowed,
yeah. No, that was definitely the time where as soon as we got into town, we went to Round Table Pizza because you said I had to try it.
Yep.
And it's still pretty much the best pizza I've ever had.
Damn straight.
And then you told me, there used to be one in Scottsdale. I was like, used to be. Like,
there used to be one in Glendale. Up on... God. Like, was it like 59th Avenue in Bell or 67th in Bell?
No.
There's like a Fry's and everything up there, but there used to be a Round Table right there.
Oh my God. I hate that I figured that out. Like you told me that after I tried it, because like, holy shit, it's good pizza. Mm-hmm. Enough to like, when we talk about our LA trips, we're going to have to tell that story about that one time we ate the whole fucking pizza. God,
we're getting to that.
We were such fat asses that day.
Yeah.
So we did that. Was that also the trip where we ate Raising Cane's?
That was the Raising Cane's trip. Yep.
That was another thing. We have to try Raising Cane's.
There is, for those of you who don't know, there's a chicken franchise. It's a fried chicken franchise. They literally, all they make is chicken strips. It's called Raising Cane's. And for years up to that point, would go to Vegas and I would go to this one location that they had because we didn't have any locations here in Phoenix. And I went so often with my parents that I actually still have the franchise owner's phone number.
Oh, yeah, because it was so local still.
Yeah, it was localized. Like, they were just expanding. Like, they were just getting out of Louisiana. They only had, like, 2 locations in Las Vegas. So they were super just hyper-localized. And so I still have the guy's phone number. And I actually sat down with them, or, like, on a phone call one day to talk to him about, like, places in Phoenix that they should expand to.
I remember you telling me about that. Dude, I remember when it was announced that Raising Cane's was opening up. I'm pretty sure I ditched class to go wait in line at that Peoria location. It was on Peoria in the 17th freeway.
And the 17, by Metro.
I remember texting you the
Center.
picture. I was like, look where I'm at, bitch. Oh, we were so happy back then when Raising Cane's got in town.
So that first trip that I took you to Vegas and we had that, we were in Vegas for 4 days. We ate at Raising Cane's 5 times. I remember the first day we had Raising Cane's and then Round Table Pizza.
Yeah.
The next day, I think we had Cane's and Cane's. Like for lunch and then dinner.
Yeah, because for dinner we had Tommy Burgers. And then we regretted it later when we got back to the hotel. Because if you don't know Tommy Burgers, that's chili burgers. And holy shit, that shit went right through us.
Yeah, it was not great.
Oh, my God.
And so then we did, again, Cane's. So for lunch and dinner. And then the next day for lunch. And then on the way back, when we decided to drive back, because it was a 6-hour drive back, we're like, you know what? We're going to get a 25 tender platter that we can take in the car and eat it on the way back. And that was Felipe's first experience with Raising Cane's.
It was so fucking good. This is a great experience. You know, it hit me. Remember one of the times we went there for lunch, some guy asked you to borrow your phone. I don't know if you remember that. Mm-mm. It's like, and back then you were just like, didn't seem like you to lend the person your phone, so I was shocked. And the whole time I was thinking, this motherfucker's going to run off with his phone. Because it was the 2nd-gen iPhone.
Oh.
And it was like, it was still a rare phone back then. And you had it, and I was like, this dude's going to, like, oh my fucking God, what's going to happen? Are we going to have to chase after this dude? That was my mentality back then. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was a bit more naive back then.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you even let them use your phone. You didn't even remember it, but that memory stuck to me for some dumb reason.
I don't remember that at all.
Man,
damn.
I don't remember anything else but Round Table and Raising Cane's.
And apparently Tommy Burger. I forgot about that.
I think we only went there because your dad was like, you guys have to go because I grew up eating this in California.
Yeah, that was not a great recommendation, and I'm not a huge fan.
No, I'm not gonna.
There's better burger options.
Especially in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that brings me to the next time we went to Vegas. The next time we went to Vegas was for NBA Summer League.
I think at that point we were of age.
It was either a year later or 2 years later. I don't remember. But we went there. We went to the NBA Summer League. And we obviously had our Raising Cane's trip because we had to do it. At that point, it still wasn't open in Phoenix, so we still had to do it. And then there was a burger place that I had found like a year or 2 prior. And I'd been talking it up like, this is the greatest burger you'll ever eat. Like, you have to have it. And it's a place called Bocce Burger. It's a restaurant called Bocce Burger. It's a like Asian fusion with hamburgers. To this day, their chili cheese fries are the best chili cheese fries I've ever had in my life.
It's funny how we just shit talk chili cheese and then praised it. But you said it wrong. It's oxtail chili cheese fries.
It is. And I remember because we met my cousin when we went that time. Mm-hmm. Because it was you, me, and then we met up with my cousin. And I was like, hey, you guys got to eat the fries. Like, you got to have these chili cheese fries. You're like, all right, I'm down. So I ordered them. And when I ordered them, I'm like, yeah, we want the oxtail chili cheese fries. I watched my cousin's face sink. He is the pickiest eater on the face of the planet. Like, to the point where if he gets a hamburger, he wants like the burger, cheese, and like that's it. Like, you got to talk him into putting like bacon. You got to talk him into putting like anything else on it. Like he He is the pickiest eater on the planet. And so when I was like, no, these are oxtail, he's like, no, I won't eat them. No.
Oh, shit.
And he did. And they were fucking fantastic.
So fucking good. Nothing has come close to like French fries. And like any place we've ever had French fries, nothing has come that close to being that good.
They're so tender.
I remember we were definitely of age because we knew Mix back then. And we already knew what type of our friend Mix. We already knew that he was a picky eater. Because remember, my burger came out blue. The bun was blue.
The bun was blue.
And I sent him a picture of it, and he flipped the fuck out. Oh my! I don't even remember why it was blue. I think
some seasoning or some
something in the bread, whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was freaking good. I liked it. It was terrific. I'd have it again if I remember what the fuck it was.
All I know is I still remember to this day what my burger was called. My burger was called the Miyagi. Shout out to Karate Kid.
I forgot about that too. Damn. Oh God, that was such a good burger.
That was the very first time I ever had a burger with a fried egg on it.
Yeah, because you were a picky eater back then too, and you would normally never eat that either.
Yeah, I was a fairly picky eater. I was not as picky as my cousin, but like I didn't want to try a lot of things, and so I tried that one, and I was just freaking in heaven. It was like the greatest burger ever with oxtail chili cheese fries. Like I was golden.
Yo, we were 21 because that was a trip we went to play bingo.
Do we?
Yeah, we played bingo so much because we weren't that big gamblers. Well, we know how to play bingo.
Dude, that was the time. The very first game we ever played.
I was going to go into that story.
Yes, go.
Where I wasn't even, like, we were playing bingo, and then you know how the game works, right? And I wasn't really paying attention. And then both you and your cousin look at me and look at my card, and then look at the numbers, and then look at my card, and like, hey, don't make any noise. Like, what? Look at your card. And I'm like, you're one number away from $13,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah. It was literally the only number you needed was like the bonus number, which is like the once a day or once like a week, however often someone like wins on that number.
Mm-hmm. And
so that was like the craziest freaking moment where like I was freaking out for you. Like I started shaking because like I had so much adrenaline running through me. Like this dude's about to win like 13 grand.
I knew it was 13 grand. I'm not going to forget that number because after we didn't win.
No, you didn't.
Some lady in the back won some smaller number.
Yeah, she won like $100.
Yeah, but it's like, fuck. It sucks. Like the potential of possibly winning $13,000, but it's like, if we didn't, it was never ours to have. So it's not like you feel really bad about it.
But here's the thing: talk about like a roller coaster of emotions, because this was the very first time in your entire life that you had played bingo. Like.
Yeah. That's true, because you said you would go and play bingo with your mom.
I was like my mom to go play. Yeah, and this was like the very first time you had ever played it, and not even just the very first time, but it was the very first game that day or that night.
Mm-hmm. I like, you know what, the part that really caught me off guard, because back then we didn't really drink that much.
Yeah,
that's like, okay, you get a card and you get 2 beers. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want dos coronas, por favor.
Yeah, 2 free beers, like when you're there. Just shout out to Vegas.
Yep, I don't even remember that. I remember it was off the strip for sure.
South Point Hotel and Casino.
Oh, man.
The only reason I know South Point is because that's near where family lived, and so that's the only one we would go to.
That was definitely the one where we stayed at the Flamingo, because I remember your cousin was in that hotel room with us. Like, we brought him back.
Yeah, dude, that was the trippiest hotel room ever, though, was the Flamingo.
Oh, my God. I still can't get over the color.
We walk in, we turn the lights on, the whole fucking room is pink.
And that was before the gay jokes about me came up, man. I'm not going to forget the fucking bathroom, because, again, we didn't really travel that much together. It was like once-a-year trips type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, you couldn't lock the fucking bathroom. It's like a sliding door.
It was one of those sliding ones, yeah.
And I was like, man, I really have to trust Ramon not to fuck with me right now. And then remember the TV in the fucking mirror?
The TV in the vanity mirror?
That was cool. because that's the only way I could poop in peace. Because I would turn it on and make sure Ramon couldn't hear me, and then enjoyed my minutes of peace before I showered. God, I mean, even the bathroom was fucking pink.
Just let it rip and then be like, all right, TV's on. Like, all right, we're good.
Oh, God, I don't...
Yeah, the whole bathroom was pink. Like, the whole room was just pink. Like, lights, everything all over. Oh, that one was a trip, man.
What else did we do that trip?
I don't remember. I think that was for the Summer League as well.
Was it?
Yeah,
because why else would we go?
Yeah, that was for the Summer League. That trip, I do remember. So that trip, we were staying on the Strip, and in our heads, we're like, okay, we're in Vegas, we're staying on the Strip. It's our once a year trip or once like every 2 year trip. And we like committed that we have to do something that we can talk about, that we can have a story about. And like just that was our goal, was like we either have to do something or go someplace that will make a story.
And I wanted to say, hey, let's play a hand of blackjack at Caesar's Palace, so that way we can say we played blackjack at Caesar's Palace. You had a way better idea.
Yeah, my idea was, you know what? No, because that's going to last 5 seconds or like 30 seconds for the amount of that hand. It's going to be a pain in the ass having to like go to the table, put money down, like play bets, like all of that. I was like, fuck it. Like to be perfectly honest, I still don't know how to bet at a table in Las Vegas. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. We would have made a fool
of ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I was like, I don't feel like making a fool out of myself. You put me in a Texas Hold'em tournament, I will kick some ass though. But
that was random. All right, continue.
And so my idea was like, okay, instead of going to do that, I was like, let's go to Caesar's Palace Buffet. Because the Caesar's Palace Buffet is like regarded as like the best buffet in Las Vegas, where you can get fucking anything and everything you want at an extremely high, like very high-end restaurant quality, even though it's a buffet.
And then we got there, and the line was just super long. And I'm not sure if it was the price that kind of made us change our minds.
It was.
Because I think we said, like, for that price, we could probably eat at X restaurant, right?
Yep. So what ended up happening was
we walked around for quite a bit trying to find a restaurant. I think we almost ate at Bobby Flay's restaurant there.
Yep.
We found some Asian fusion places. We walked around a lot before we made up our mind.
We saw Bobby Flay's restaurant. We saw Nobu, which I still want to go. They actually opened one in Scottsdale.
Oh, God.
But we saw several restaurants that were all in that vicinity while we were walking around before we decided to go to the buffet. Mm-hmm. We get to the buffet. There actually wasn't a line. But we saw the price. $65 per person.
That's what I remember. I was going to guess like 60 to 70 bucks.
It was like $60, $65 per person. And we're like, at a buffet, 60, 65, like that's pushing. If it was like 30, 40 bucks, I think it would have gone to that buffet.
Yeah.
But for $65, meaning our bill's going to be 130 bucks pre-tax, pre-drinks, pre-everything else, we said fuck it. And we decided to go to one of the restaurants there instead, because how often are we going to be able to say that we ate at like a 5-star, like really high-end, high-quality restaurant?
So what we did was we went to
Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill, because to this day, I think Gordon Ramsay is a little bit of an inspiration to both of us. Mm-hmm. One, because I'm an asshole, and so he speaks to me in that way. But then two, Felipe is the master cook out of our group, and he loves to just cook and experiment and try things.
Man, his YouTube videos are something like really, really entertaining, and the way he cooks, even though he doesn't say like the recipes and shit, it's like, I want to make that. Please, like, give me the fucking recipe, exact recipe. I want to know what the fuck you're making.
Yeah, and so for both of us, and obviously me, I love food, and I'm just not that talented in the kitchen. So my whole thing was like, all right, how often are we going to get to say that we ate at a Gordon Ramsay restaurant?
I can still only say it once. You can't. which
I've gone one more time. Or no, I've gone
No,
two,
you went to
two separate
Burger.
times. Yeah. I've gone 2 separate times at different Gordon Ramsay places because I'm a
Anyways.
bougie motherfucker.
Yes, he is. Let me see what I had. Well, I wanted to order a few things, but neither of us were playing. Your dad offered to buy us the meal.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he paid for it. Like he said, like he must have told you, like, here,
Like
take
over
my
the
card.
phone, take my card?
Yeah, take my card. Enjoy yourselves for one like meal. Like it's on me.
I don't remember that. I need to call him and say thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mister. I was gonna say his last name, but never mind. I remember. Yeah, I saw a few things that looked interesting, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's supposed to be a pub and grill type of thing. I'm just gonna order fish and chips because it's English.
Yeah,
right?
it's fish and chips. The thing is, we still wanted to do appetizers. And so while
What the
we're
fuck did we
there,
have for appetizers?
you don't remember? Okay. So this is what I remember, because to this day, I am still convinced this is the best dinner I have ever had.
Jesus.
I've had some really good dinners.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember ever having a dinner where I felt like every single thing just flowed perfectly and like meshed perfectly together. We started with pretzel sticks. So they were like super like pretzel sticks with a Welsh cheddar cheese. And it wasn't just regular cheddar, it had a little bit of a bite, a little bit of a tanginess to it. And then we had little mini burger sliders.
Oh my
with the
God.
Welsh cheddar cheese.
Yeah, and it had the fucking garlic mayo.
Yep.
That I came back and I wanted to remake it. And I think, if I remember correctly, I was able to remake it at home. It's so fucking good. Like, I used that garlic mayo, because you didn't like mayo, to dip the fish and chips, and better than the sauce the fish and chips came with. Oh my God, I forgot about the sliders.
Yep. So the sliders, I forget what you had to drink.
I had a Heineken.
Okay, you had a Heineken.
I think you had a... No,
I did not. I had a drink called Magic Hat Number 9. It's a beer. I found it a couple times at like Total Wine, whatever, and I've been meaning to go back and drink it again now that I drink regularly, because back then like I had no idea what I wanted. It was like the lightest thing on their menu, so I was like, fuck it, that's what I'm getting. But it's like a Belgian beer, something like that, I think. And
that's why I picked Heineken, because like, well, what's something I don't normally drink? Back then we definitely didn't drink alcohols.
yeah, at all.
And it's like, well, I've never had a Heineken. Let's try a Heineken. It's the last Heineken I've ever had. I didn't like it at all. I was like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, but mine, like I said, for some reason, I remember probably the next 2, maybe 3 years looking for Magic Hat when I would go to like restaurants or like even to the store. Like I would look for it. This was before I would go to like Total Wine, so I was looking at like Fry's and Walmart and whatever. Like, of course, they're not going to fucking have it. But I remember looking for it and just being like, man, this was so damn good at this restaurant. I want it again. And I totally forgot about it until right now. I need to go buy some more because I want to relive that taste of it, because I don't remember the taste anymore. But for my dinner, after all of that, I had what was known as Jadori chicken breast.
You remember the fucking name?
Yes, because I looked it up in the restaurant what it was.
Oh yeah, because we didn't know it.
We had no idea. We're like, what
you were even asking me. He's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know,
yeah,
dude."
I saw chicken breast, and so it appealed to me because at that time I was still a picky fucking eater. I mean, my dinner at his fancy ass place consisted of pretzel sticks, burger sliders, and chicken breast. Like, but Jadori chicken breast is the equivalent to chicken breast what Kobe beef is for
Steak.
steak. Yeah. It's that level of like care that the animal's taken for throughout their entire life, and that level of tenderness when it's cooked and juiciness when it's cooked.
That was some juicy chicken breast. I remember you gave me some of
Yeah,
that.
it was a thick chicken breast too, and like the entire thing, it was super juicy, super tender, unbelievably well prepared. And to this day, I remember that entire dinner because it was that fucking good.
Man, that was a good meal.
Yeah. And
Even
get this.
even the peas were good.
Yeah, the veggies and everything that came with it.
Mashed peas.
And all of that food, drinks and tip included, You remember what it came out to?
It was like $160 something.
It's like 140. It was literally the same price as if we had gone to the buffet, and that's why I said we had to go to like a good restaurant because we have that story for the same price as going to the damn buffet.
That is very true. I was like, oh, you went to a Vegas hotel? How original. No, we went to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. And I think the chef at the time in the kitchen was like a winner of Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, he was.
What else did we... After that, we walked around Caesar's Palace, I think, and... Man, that sky was... The ceiling was trippy as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Because it looked like we were indoor, like outside, like, and the lighting in that place.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's how all casinos are designed, man. They want you to lose track of time so that way you're there longer.
Jesus.
All casinos are designed that way. You'll notice there isn't a single casino that has clear glass doors looking outside. Every single one of them will have some sort of either tint or something to basically shift the light, and then with all the lighting and everything they have inside, so that way you don't know how long you've been there. It's a psychological thing in every casino.
You know what? It might have worked on us. I don't remember leaving until like the early hours of the morning.
Yeah.
For dessert, I remember what we got for dessert. We found a cheesecake factory.
Yeah.
I got the Snickers cheesecake. I remember that thing. It was fucking delicious, and it was fucking huge. We didn't we took it back to the place, and I think we ate it like 2 other nights after that.
Yeah, I think it was like over the course of like 2 or 3 nights before we each finished like a singular slice of cheesecake that we ordered. We didn't order like a whole one. It was literally like a slice that was just super rich. So yeah, that's been Vegas. It's been...
you know what? We also did during that day? We went to the Pinball Museum.
Did we?
Yeah, we went to a pinball museum, and it was the most lackluster piece of shit ever. It was like,
that must be why I don't remember it.
It was like they had a few machines, and that was it. I was expecting like, okay, maybe they have arcades, because how else the fuck would they make money?
Yeah.
All they had was pinball machines.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do remember that place sucked. Fuck that place.
And it wasn't even like a place called like Pinball Museum. No, it's the legit Pinball Museum, and it was so disappointing.
Damn. But the other one that was crazy, so that's been Vegas. We've also gone to like PAX, which is gaming convention, and we've gone to TwitchCon once or twice? Once.
Twice. No, once. You've gone more than once. I've only gone once.
Yeah, I've gone like every year except for last year. And then...
we've gone to PAX South.
You went to PAX...
South in San Antonio.
Yeah, in San Antonio. San Antonio is the most boring fucking city I've ever been to in my life.
Not only is it boring because there's not much to do, the whole thing just felt beige. Like,
yeah,
the city had no color.
The whole city just felt beige. It just felt like just drab. Everywhere you walk is just this beige, this gray. And I'm like, at least in Phoenix we'll like have colorful buildings. You have spots of grass and some trees. Fucking nothing in San Antonio, just gray. Like even going to it was Alamo and like the Riverwalk and like seeing all that. I'm like, we got a couple cool pictures, but even that was like, it's gray.
Yeah.
It was so boring. Oh my, like I don't remember anything memorable from that PAX other than us being extremely pissed off that it was nothing but tabletop games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be like this cool thing. You can try a bunch of games, play a bunch of things, and like fucking nothing.
And everyone's like, all right, we're never going to go to PAX again.
Yeah, not only that, but then every single year just being around all those nerds and like the PAX flu and the smell and all the people that didn't wash themselves. Yeah, that was bad.
I feel like there was one. We've been to Vegas 3 times, haven't we?
Yeah, we hit 3 separate.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was San Antonio. Because, yeah, we did go to San Antonio for PAX twice. The first time we went was pretty good. And that was the one where, those at gas stations, those like rolling, like, what was it? Like ice tray, or no, the rolling like coolers that they put like energy drinks, like Red Bulls, like those giant, tall, skinny, like rolling coolers.
Yeah.
Degree, the deodorant company.
Oh, fuck.
Was giving away little travel size ones at PAX to people in one of those like rolling.
I remember
things. They're just
that.
like handing them out. They were like handing out deodorant because so many fucking nerds and just people like didn't shower. They didn't wear deodorant, like something.
I don't get how people don't wear deodorant.
Yeah.
Like it's enough for it's become like a stereotype where nerds don't wear deodorant. is how badly people don't fucking wear deodorant.
Yeah, and it's true. Like, you go to those conventions and you're like, every single nerd and gamer stereotype that has ever existed, they're
there.
all true.
And it makes me want, like, I remember when I was really into watching house flipping shows, that the guy mentions, like, when I go into a house especially smelly, this is what I carry this, and it's vapor rub, and he puts a little bit on his nose, just so he smells the menthol of the vapor rub. And I was like, bro, we need to do that when we come to conventions, because I'd rather smell vapor rub than any of these fucking people out here.
Yeah, no, so we did that. That was also when we started our routine of every convention, we would drink a bottle of Emergency every morning.
Oh, yeah! I remember in the airport, because I didn't pack it correctly, they pulled my backpack out and thought it was something else.
Yeah.
And they're like, you fucking idiot, you should have put that in your luggage, not your backpack. It's like, I didn't know, I don't travel with Emergency.
But yeah, legit, every morning, a big-ass bottle of Smart Water with Emergency, chug that shit like while we're walking on the way to the event, and we're good.
I remember when we got there, there was a mall right by the convention, right? Man, we ate at that food court like all but one meal, I think.
Yeah, because literally there was nothing else to eat there.
There really wasn't.
There was nothing else in San Antonio. There was like a fucking Denny's.
And I think, like, for one of our meals, like, do you want to go out and eat something? I was like, fuck it, dude, let's just order a pizza. And I think we ordered Domino's.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the trip where we didn't have a bottle opener? And we kept popping the bottles on the furniture in the fucking hotel room.
Yes.
And we were low-key expecting for you to get a charge on the damage on the furniture.
Yeah, I remember that.
After that, I've had a bottle opener in my backpack since we got from that trip. And no joke, I've always carried a bottle opener because, like, we're not going through that again.
You never know when one will come in handy.
It comes in handy more than
I
you
got one
think.
on my keychain.
Oh, man, what else the fuck did we do in San Antonio? It was so boring.
Dude, nothing. We went to the Riverwalk, went to the Alamo. and that
Walked
was it.
around
Yeah,
and-
we just walked around like that immediate area, and like that was it, man. That's all if you couldn't tell, I'm not a fan of San Antonio, and the world's of Charles Barkley is nothing but fat chicks.
Oh, god damn it.
That was one of the funniest skits I've ever seen on TNT, was Charles Barkley just ranting about San Antonio. But
Yeah, because we after that, like, that mall was attached to the Riverwalk. We walked around for
yeah,
quite a bit, and
he just ended up back in the
That
mall
was it?
multiple times. Yeah.
I remember it was cold. It was during the winter. It was like January?
Yeah, this is in January, so it was like freezing.
Was
It
that?
was like 40 degrees out.
Was that the time at the airport where our flight got delayed because... Yeah, it was because there was ice on the plane and
Yeah.
we couldn't go out there. And
Our plane got delayed from Phoenix, where it's 70, 80 degrees in January. And they said, yep, there's ice on the plane, so you can't leave. So our plane was 2 hours late.
I think we for breakfast, we ate pizza, and I think you had a beer. Mm-hmm. I still was like, oh, I'm fucking drinking a beer at 10 a.m., bro. You're crazy.
I think it was like 8.
Was it?
Hey, when you're flying, nobody knows how long you've been traveling.
It was a good pizza, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. However, the fun events that we've gone to. So we've gone to TwitchCon.
I've
You
only
sure
gone
you
once.
only went once?
It was only San Jose. You went to like Anaheim and
To Anaheim, San Francisco, San Diego.
man, I'm trying to remember what the fuck we did at the GameStop one.
Yeah.
Like the first one you mentioned.
Yeah, nothing.
Anyways.
We were too young, man. We went to like the outlet mall, and that was all we did. But TwitchCon, that was hands down the most memorable one that we've ever gone to. Most memorable event, because at the time I was a regional manager for Amazon. Amazon owns Twitch. And so every year of TwitchCon up to that point, I'd basically thrown my weight around to get free shit at TwitchCon, and I would brag about it. I would tell you like all these stories about all the free shit I got, all the times I got into VIP, like all these things, and you called bullshit. You're like, no fucking way. I don't believe you. Fuck out of here. Like, you didn't believe any of it.
Was it right around the time where you had just left the company because you didn't have any more business cards? I think you were down to like 4.
No, I was still with them, I think.
Was it?
Yeah. I think I was still with them. But yeah, I didn't bring that many. I think I forgot to bring that many.
That was it.
And so we get to San Jose for TwitchCon, and there's 2 separate lines on the day before the event to get like our badges. And so Felipe gets in like
The
general admission,
Yeah.
general admission one, which at the time was wrapped around the block when he went and got in line.
Yeah, I remember
Like-
that we got in line, and
You were legit. There were legit probably anywhere from 500 to 800 people between where I ended up getting in line and where you were.
like and then you're like, you know what? Give me a minute. I'm gonna go check and see if I could do something. And then I didn't see you for a while. I remember you left me in front of those fucking rioters at the Marriott Hotel.
Yeah.
Who were like striking because of whatever the hell they were striking about.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck this motherfucker go? Like me being 6'3", trying to look it over the 5 foot even nerds. I'm like, I don't know where the fuck he went.
The whole time I'm waiting in the staff line. It was the staff and like partner line. And I'm thinking like, you know what, whatever. Like every year up to that point, I had like pushed my weight around to get my badge upgraded from, general admission to staff. I legitimately had no business getting a staff or like VIP badge, like at all. But it's the whole mindset of like walk in like you own the place, walk in like you belong, and people just follow and people just go with it. Yeah. And so I remember getting to the front of the line, and when I'm near the front, there's maybe like still 30 people ahead of me, or maybe like 20, 30 people ahead of me. You, at that point, already gotten your badge. Like, you got your badge legit like 45 minutes before I got to the front of my line.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, what the fuck? Why are you waiting so long?
And I remember like being like, was in a waiting section where a security guard kept hassling me to move along, but I was waiting for you.
Yeah.
And I feels like, oh, this motherfucker got caught. He's not going to get anything. He's going to have to wait in line because he can't cut in anymore because I'm out of it already.
Yep. And so finally, Felipe's waiting for a good 45 minutes. I get to the front. I give him a little spiel, who I am, what I do. And they're like, oh, okay. They take me to the back. And I'm like, all right, some shit's about to go down. Like, I didn't know if I was getting an upgrade. I didn't know if I was getting kicked out. Like, I didn't know what I was getting. But I end up going to the back. Like, they let me in, like, the little staff entrance. They had a little, like, tented off area inside there in the staff entrance where they were printing badges. And so the guy that's there is like, oh, who are you? And he's like, well, I had my business card. I showed it to him. I was like, we help with like the merch systems and like all of that. As far as the division that I was a part of, we used the same system that they did. So I bullshitted my way as like,
that's it. Yeah, you were there to set up the POS systems.
To help like their merch side. And he's like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. So yeah, here. He's like, what's your pass under? I was like, well, I had a general admission pass, and then they told me just when I get here, just talk to someone and then they'll upgrade me. They did it last year and whatever. He's like, oh, okay. So he goes in, he looks in the system. He's like, all right, so I found your pass. Here's what I have to do. I have to refund your general admission badge and then give you a staff one. I'm like, okay, cool.
I don't remember that at all.
So I got a free pass on top of all of that because I got a refund for my general admission one. Great, it was like $110, but still, I got a refund.
Well, then that was the time you purchased through because we thought someone else was going with us. So in theory, that pass didn't cost you anything.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I remember when as soon as you got it, we were still hanging out in the convention center. Convention center was still closed to general public.
Yeah.
But because you had a staff pass, you went into the thing.
Yeah.
You wanted to see everything. I think you saw the store.
Yeah. So basically, what I did was, I was like, hey, I got a staff badge, and it was the day before the event, and staff were allowed in to go help set up and whatever, like staff, partners, distributors, all of that. And so I went in. And I just like walked around for a bit. I actually ran into a former coworker of mine that was there. She was like the head of like some charity company that was there that partnered with like gaming stuff. She was like the head of that. And so like we talked for a while, walked around, and then I left. But I'm like,
that shit. No, I tell you from my perspective. You went inside, and you went. I fucking lost you, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't go, so I was waiting outside. I was wearing a Roosters t-shirt, so people were like, "Hey," and trying to talk to me. I'm like, "Oh, okay, what's up, man?" And blah blah blah, and then slowly the conversation just faded away, and they'd walk off. I'm like, "This motherfucker's been gone for half an hour. Where the fuck is he?" I'm like, "I'm out here like a new city by myself, and Ramon is off having an adventure inside."
Yep. The day before the event. Here's the fun part, though. So as we're leaving the convention that night, we're walking back to the Airbnb that we were staying in.
Oh my god, yeah.
And across the street, we see that there's a party going on, and it says like Twitch developers.
Here, the thing about that party is we decided to take another route back to the Airbnb because we just want to let's just see what happens.
See the city, yeah.
If we would have taken the road we were normally going to take, would have been one road over. We'd never have seen it. I think it was me who was like, "Hey, let's just try to this road because I think there's a bar in this area. Maybe we can stop in because I think it was like still like 6 or something, and we wanted to go do something else." But we came across this Twitch developer party.
Yep, and the Twitch developer party, again, it was supposed to be only for Twitch staff and people that attended the developer conference that they were hosting before the event. And so I remember being right there and walking up to the door and basically talking to the person at that front desk, or that was like checking badges. I'm like, "Hey, I'm staff. Like, do we get in as well?" And I'm like, "I got a +1 with me." He's like, "Yeah, bring him on over." You were across the street.
Yeah, I was walking. Like, this motherfucker's not getting in.
He's not getting in. I'm not going to cross the street. I'm not going to make it look like I'm getting in. I'm like, "Cool. Yeah, he's across the street. He didn't think he could get in." I'm like, "You cool?" He's like, "Yeah, bring him on over." So I call you over. We both got into this party where it was free drinks, free food. I think we got like 3 free t-shirts each that were all screen printed in the event. They were actually screen printed there for people in the event.
And they gave us like different types of samples. Right? It's like, "What do you want your shirt to say?" I was like, "Ramon, we have to get the one that says we're Twitch developers."
Yep.
Because we're never going to get a chance to get that shirt. Boy, dude, I still wear that fucking thing.
I still have that shirt too.
Oh my god, I love that fucking shirt because it's just we're Twitch developers. I think I got Twitch socks out of that vending machine.
Yep.
We had wine, which
got
sucked.
we got so much free stuff at that event. Like, probably that event alone probably got over $100 worth of free stuff between drinks, food, shirts, socks, like merch. Probably like over $100 worth of free stuff. So that's my staff badge paying off before the event even started.
I think I'm gonna post some of the pictures on the Nobody Important podcast about that event of what it was from our point of view. God damn, dude, I was so fucking retarded. We had no business being in there.
Nope, none.
How much? Hey,
We're good.
Okay.
So the next day, we decide, all right, we're going to go to the event. We're going to get in fairly early for the event. And basically try to get in as early as we can.
I think we got in an hour before.
Yeah, so we wanted to go get in line. And basically the whole goal was to beat all the lines and not have to deal with like the previous year, because the previous year it took like general admission. There were people that it took them 3 to 4 hours to get in on the first day, where like half the day was spent just trying to get in.
Well, I think that was an issue even that first day.
So that first day was even worse because I ended up talking to some people that came in. That first day, it took people, they got in line at like 10 o'clock. They didn't get in the door until 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the event shut down at like 6.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember that morning, I'm like, all right, you know what? We're just going to try something. I was like, just come with me. And you're like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. So around the side, there was a separate staff entrance.
Yep.
And again, I told you, it was the whole idea of act like you belong. And you're like, oh, okay. And so I basically said, all right, let's go. I went in through the side entrance, through the staff entrance. I showed them my badge. They're like, oh, you're staff? I'm like, and they look over at you, like, is he with you? I'm like, yeah, that's my +1. He's here with me. Like, all right, cool. And just let us walk right in.
And there was nobody in that fucking line. And
Nope.
at that
We got in a matter of 30 seconds.
Yup. And then we went to the merch store.
To the merch store, which was which had not opened yet and would open up, when they let all the general admission in. So we got in line for the merch store. We were like maybe 10 people back. Mm-hmm. And so we got in like immediately as it opened, got all of our merch, got everything out of the way. Whereas every other person that had been let in said they had spent at least 4 hours in that merch line.
Sorry, my mind went on some of the what do you call them? The speeches.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think one of them, the ones we attended, were like how to start a podcast. That's how long ago this has been in the making of how to do this shit. Anyways.
Yeah. And so basically that entire weekend, we got into so many just events and areas that we should not have gotten into solely because I was able to get my way into a staff badge.
I think you gave me your business cards like, hey, if they don't want to let you in, just say you work. Pretend you're me.
Yeah.
Like, you use these business cards. I had those business cards in my pocket the whole fucking weekend.
Yeah. I don't think you used them. I don't think you needed to because they let you in.
Yeah.
But I remember there was like a partner area at the event where like there were crowds of people just like begging or just like standing around waiting to get in.
I forgot about that place.
And we would legit go in there every day. It was free Red Bull, free food.
That's how we started today, with free yellow Red Bulls.
Yeah.
And then like, I think was it the end of day 1 or day 2 where there was a party in the back?
Yep.
And we were like exchanging business, or you were exchanging business cards with these people. And I'm like, I'm just here helping him. And we were like meeting with people. And I think we were supposed to meet up with them at the soccer stadium. But anyways, that party was so cool because, man, well, first of all, the beers ran out back there.
Yeah.
But, bro, we drank so fucking much. And because at the Airbnb, we were like, we didn't have any food or drinks or anything like that. So I remember like,
we stocked up.
We stocked up like so many
took
bottles of
us.
orange juice because you brought little like bottles of alcohol that we were like making
tequila bottles.
Yep, and we're like mixing it with orange juice the next morning, and oh my god, we got so much free shit that fucking weekend.
Yeah. That entire weekend was just nonstop free stuff. And then I remember at the end of the weekend, you're like, dude, I will never doubt you again when you say you get this stuff.
Yo, you remember when we went, so there was an after party, remember? Mm-hmm. And we went to the Ayala soccer stadium.
Yep.
And you're like, fuck this. Let's try this. Because we walked around, we saw some somewhat known streamers and things like, that's cool. And there's shit, like a bunch of stuff going around, and stuff that didn't really interest us. And again, if you follow the story, Ramon's interest is to get into shit we're not supposed to get into. So we ran into some people. I don't know what the fuck they were doing though. And then we kind of joined into their group and we went around, and we thought we were going to be able to get into that area of, I forgot what that designated area was for. But they didn't let you in. And it was like, all right, let's just go back. And I think you ran into Fuzzy.
I ran into a couple people that I had known. Yeah, some bigger names that I had known from going to events. And
like not even him, because at that point he wasn't working for Twitch anymore, so he couldn't even get us in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. But actually, dude, that stadium was pretty cool. Like just being to walk around, there was fucking music, your type of music that you like. I don't know, it was just cool to be in the soccer stadium, like on the pitch, like with a bunch of shitload of people, and like again stuff like we just wouldn't normally do.
It was a fun event, man. And then it was just all culminated by like just all the amount of free stuff. I think by the time we finished, I think we sat down and like calculated how much free stuff we had gotten between all these events and like shirts and food and everything. It totaled out to over $500 worth of free stuff that we had gotten over the course of that weekend, solely because I was able to weasel my way into a staff badge.
Dude, you remember the fucking cookies I had at the developer party? Like they had a glitch cookie and a Kappa cookie. We had those. That was dessert that night. What else did we fucking? Oh, that was the night where I busted my ass on the scooter that morning. Morning before we went into the thing. That was day 1.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we met up with our friend Jason.
Yep, that was the week. Yeah, that was the day before where you busted your ass on the scooter.
Oh my! Fucking the best thing about Jason was him talking all this shit. He was gonna fight me. Then he saw my size. I don't give a fuck. It's like, that motherfucker's small. And boy, did he shut the fuck up when he saw me. That was the best part. Oh, the fucking breakfast burritos at La Victoria. All because we were right next to UC San Jose.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's some fucking university. There's just a bunch of like college kids around there. And man, those burritos were so fucking good. Because remember the day we were about to
we
leave?
went back like 3 times.
Like even like, all right, we got a flight in a few minutes or, a few hours. And we went to get a breakfast burrito before we took off. That was fucking good. Oh my God. We eat a lot, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All of our trips usually revolve around food. But this is us going down just the super reminiscing, time. And yeah,
it's not even the whole story, guys.
Yeah.
There's so much shit we just can't remember. We might have to reminisce
we have to
again.
do another episode when we actually take down our thoughts. But we're going to wrap it up this week. I want to thank everyone for listening in. If you survived to the end this long, you are a rock star and appreciate it. Please give us a follow on @NobodyImportant Podcast on Instagram. We are on every podcast platform you can think of, on Anchor, Spotify, PocketCasts, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Recently found out Google Podcasts.
Oh, shit.
Because you can't actually submit to Google. They actually have to just crawl the web until they find you. And so we're now on Google Podcasts.
Shit.
So yeah, we're like all over the place now. So give us a follow, and yeah, till next time.
Later.